we'll have young kids here, and then we have their grandparents, and in some cases, their great-grandparents that are even at these shows, and they're all Newsboys fans. Yeah. Now, you don't see that a lot in this industry. No. You really don't.
Where are we looking? Is this the camera? Where's the camera?
Okay.
Oh, there's over there. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We the boys called me maybe, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they were working on a song and invited me to come in and just kind of do some things on it. And I ended up singing a few pieces, and there was a song called The Cross Is the Final Word. Next minute, you get us all in a room together, it gets dangerous, and we get these ideas. And the next idea was, hey, we should do some shows together. And so we started a tour maybe spring a year ago. And we only did we only put about 30 or 40 shows. We booked about 30 or 40 shows just in case it didn't work out, And none of us knew how it would work. How many times you get to, have two different eras of a band together on the same stage. And after the first show, I think we all just felt it was just fantastic. We had a good time. And of course, the fans, came out. And so we added a summer leg and then a fall leg. And now here we are on Winter Jam. And in that process, we end up making a brand new record together. So,
10 songs all together. Hey, the cool part about it is that Pete and I and some of the guys, back in the day, DC Talk and Newsboys were definitely frenemies, and we toured the same circuit and toured together. And so Pete came back last year along with Phil Joe, the blonde wonder over there, and we made a record. And it's pretty special. And Pete produced the record along with Jeff Duncan. Pretty stoked about that. And Greatness of Our God is our first single. And we're performing it now, as a matter of fact, live.
Yeah, and we're out here on Winter Jam right now. Winter Jam in the round. What's it like? You guys are veterans of Winter Jam. You guys have played it before. What's it like? What's different about Winter Jam, and especially this year being in the round?
I think one of the coolest things about playing in the round is everyone has a front row seat. We obviously make sure that during the set that we face kind of different sections, so we can face that way, and then we can face that way and that way and that way. So I think for the fan experience, it kind of is a greater one, because instead of just having this 2D kind of structure, you have this kind of whole 3D, and everyone gets a chance to be in the front row. So yeah, we're loving it. We're loving it. Yep.
You got something, Phil?
I was just thinking, we did it before. We've done it before, so which is kind of fun. We kind of hit it sort of ready to go, we got more stage.
Felt familiar,
More bang for the buck, more stage to play with, and it's been really fun.
Well, you ran out of stage just a few nights ago.
Oh, man. Yeah, you did run out of stage just a couple of nights ago, Phil. Yeah.
More stage to play with. Apparently not.
Apparently not. Yeah, I guess not.
You know what? We were gonna save this magic for maybe later on, but I think we've got a video clip
Do we have
of
a video
this.
of that? That'd be great. I think it's a great segue.
I don't want to see this.
Can we throw up the video clip?
Like Phil said.
Only Phil could bounce back like that.
Oh yeah, Phil, tell us about your flight.
Yeah. Well, what happened, Phil?
Well, I was just heading down that runway, and I was all excited because the great Michael Tate was singing to me. He's just like, I felt like I was the only guy in the room, and he's and he's singing, and I'm walking backwards, and then I started
Heading down the runway backwards.
Right,
backwards.
backwards, and I was kind of hopping with joy, and somebody forgot to tell me that maybe the stage was ending.
Yeah.
And I hopped off the stage briefly, and
Briefly.
And like a good lead singer, Michael went after you and helped you back up on stage, right?
No, that didn't happen.
No,
he turned around and walked the other way.
And the rooster crowed.
That's exactly what happened.
No, here's what happened. He was like, all right, taking care of Phil, where's Peter?
One down, one to
go. Next question.
Wow.
This United
okay.
thing, it's over.
My goodness. Okay. Speaking of having a bunch of people on and off stage, how do you come up with a set list that includes, songs from 30 years of #1 hits and all that stuff? How do you guys do that?
There's a doctor among us. Dr. Frankenstein handles that department.
Here we go.
It's called math. Actually, it was tough because we just did a tour where we were playing 29 songs in one night, And on Winter Jam, we've had to condense that down from like 2 hours to 45 minutes. So I actually had to go into my computer and make a spreadsheet and put in all the songs with all the minutes and seconds and all that stuff and try to figure out how it would go. But, you know, we've been doing this a long time. We went in for a couple days of rehearsal before we left on this tour. We made like a fake stage that was actually on ground level so Phil couldn't fall off anything. And, yeah, we worked it out. And it's fun. That's part of the fun is trying to make everyone happy. And there's a little bit of everything for everybody on this tour.
Yeah.
We got a question from Tawanda. How did you get your band name?
Funny story. Back in the it's coming, Helmet. It's coming. Oh yeah. Get ready. Jesus. Back in the day when the band first got started, the band was actually called The News. But there was another little band at the time called Huey Lewis.
And the News.
So, of course, every time we get up on stage, people would heckle us and say, "Where's Huey Lewis?" I'm saying, guys, we have got to change our name. This ain't working. So, Jody, at the time we were boys, Jody, at the time, but we changed our name from The News to Newsboys because at the time, Jody, we were boys. But now, Michael, we are...
Boys to Men.
Hey! No.
Worst joke ever.
Facebook Live, yeah.
And clear. Next question.
Okay,
Quick.
Okay, we'll get to the next question real quick. On this tour, what's your favorite song that you get to perform?
Ooh. I like, reaching back to the old school, I like He Reigns because of what it says. Number one, it's a song that Pete and Phil joined us on stage. 0.1, 0.01, 0.02, whatever. Old school joins new school. And it's math, yeah. But the song is vertical and horizontal, which I like a lot. It's He Reigns, we're giving credit to God, our Father, our relation with the Father in heaven, but also the horizontal is us as a team together. So it works well together. And the song's amazing. Lights just went out. We're good.
Let there be light.
We're
Let there
back.
be light.
We got it. It's all good. Okay, let's see. We got another question coming in here, and this one goes back to the old school here.
Easy.
When does
You look good, Pete.
I only said that because that's what you said from stage. When does Down Under the Big Top Part 2 come out?
Jody, never?
Yeah, I've been working on that in the basement. Yeah.
Tell us what it is. For those very few people that don't know what
Those
Down Under the Big Top
2
is.
million that have never seen it that are watching.
Yes, before there was God's Not Dead. There was a prequel. There was Down Under the Big Top.
That's new. I like
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much the same movie, slightly different.
It was kind of our version of A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles movie. It was kind of just a fun, quirky. I recommend that you never see it. No, I'm kidding. You should watch it because it's definitely some of the
Jody's
first.
chiming
You
in.
probably will never see it because it went straight to VCR, which they do not make anymore.
You have to have a VCR player
But
to
Or $100 to buy one on eBay, apparently.
right, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you a little hint. If you're really really bored, it is on YouTube. Sure is. You can find it. You can find the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, you laugh. You would laugh. It'd be your kind of humor.
All right, we got another question here from you guys. This one's from Linda. What do you do for fun off stage?
My sister's name, Melinda.
I'm trying to stay on stage. So
That's the point. I don't know. We have fun. I like snowboarding a lot. I snowboard, and I like taking hikes and walks through like nice areas, beaches and parks.
and you like naps?
I like naps. really, Phil? You went there? Pete rides bikes. We all ride bikes.
Motorcycles?
Yeah, I love motorcycles, and I like the beach, Phil. I know you're a beach
I know
guy
you do.
too. I really enjoy the beach, so I try to get down there wherever I can and enjoy the warmth and the water and motorbikes and my family. Yeah, beach and more motorbikes and more beach. Yeah.
And Jeff, you play hockey, right?
I do. I actually live a double life when I'm not a rock star. I play hockey with the team in Nashville, and then I spend a lot of time chasing my 3 young daughters around the house, changing the occasional diaper as well. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
And Jody would never brag about this, but he actually makes his own guitars and plays them every night. And
Amazing guitar. I
yeah.
own one of those guitars. Duncan has one coming.
Well, apparently I do too, but I just haven't seen it yet. So
This is real close. It's like
I've heard vicious rumors.
95% finished.
I'd like to get one, but I've heard the waiting list is like, you know.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I'd like to go, and I can't afford one. You know that.
Real quick, Pete, how'd the band get started? How'd you guys get to know each other?
Well, we started in my mum and dad's garage in a little town called
Crazy.
Mooloolaba on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. And, you know, a lot of times when people start out in music, they just think everything's going to be great. And, well, it wasn't that great. For the first 3 or 4 years, we were broke, living in a van, you know.
Down
by
by
the side. Exactly. And, you know, so we... a few of the members left, rightly so. You know, it was just tough going, and we were fortunate enough. We made it to the United States of America, and we met Jody Davis in Nashville, Tennessee. And so we asked him, begged him to play guitar for us. We met Jeff in Detroit, in Michigan, and so and he's been with us 25 years. And Duncan and I, we knew each other just out of high school. So it was a right fit to have Duncan play, and then Phil. We met Phil when we were touring down in New Zealand, and so we've kind of met each other in the travels. But actually, before most of that happened, Michael and I were on tour together with that first edition of the Newsboys, and Mike was in DC Talk. So yeah, it was
The first edition of the Newsboys called DC Talk. That was the first.
Is that what I said? Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to
Really? That would have been good. I'll use that next up. Yeah.
All right, guys, we got another question from Kayla coming in. What is your favorite Bible verse and why?
Really?
Yeah, Phil. You got a
yes.
great one.
Because I'm the
What's your
biblical
life
scholar.
verse, Phil? Yeah, life verse.
Verse. Oh, life verse. Micah 6:8. To do justice, to love kindness, and walk humbly with our God. That is what is required of a righteous man. So I used to sign that after my name most times, most nights and things. And then at some point, I remembered the Sharpie got blunt, and which made it the end round. Take it easy, and I guess the 6 ended up looking like a 1, and so Micah 1:8 is what I ended up signing a whole bunch by accident.
Great verse.
So then, as it turns out, so I thought, you know what, I got these emails back and whatnot, and saying, hey, why do you sign Micah 1:8? So Nicole, look this up. There it was. I got my Bible out that night. And I was like, what is this? Micah 1:8. And why are people complaining about this? I will run naked through the fields, howling like a jackal and screeching like a loon, is what it said. Yeah. Kind of interesting.
My life verse is Micah 1:8.
Yeah.
Never gets old.
Look at a fish.
That touches me deeply, Phil.
It's so good.
It does.
It's so good.
We love that stuff.
What would you guys be doing right now if it wasn't for your music career?
I'd be unemployed.
I like to say that we're doing our best to try not to find out.
I enjoy politics. I enjoyed the whole the whole arena. I'm not in politics. I don't enjoy it that way, but I want to be a governor or a senator or the second black president. You know,
I'd vote
Thank
for you.
God for music.
Republican. By the way,
Can I be? I want to be Secret Service.
ooh, you look like Secret Service. Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's talk about the single real quick. "Greatness of Our God." Where did it come from? You know, what was it inspired by?
You know, it was a tune that we recorded. I think it was 13 new songs for this record, and they all felt really cool. You know, we're at a stage in our careers where you don't want to waste too much time and even for fans just putting out just something just to fill an album worth of songs. But "Greatness of Our God," we knew at the time when we were recording it, it just felt special, and even playing it live now, it's one of them songs. It kind of reminds me of a He Reigns or something
Yes,
like
it
that,
does.
where as soon as you play it, it has an impact on the crowd. So as musicians, when you're playing music, you like to have an impact, and so it's exciting, and we hope you dig it.
What was really cool too is recording this song. We didn't know how this was going to turn out. You know how we're going to mix as a band, us singing together, and we all sing on it. So it's pretty cool because it just shows that this whole thing is I believe it's meant to be, and God's in it. And as a kid, we pray, God is great, God is good. But this proves our friendships, the lasting friendships here among these guys. The greatness of our God is all over this thing.
I think for the first time, you're really getting, the first rendition of Newsboys 2.0 coming together.
Yep.
And I remember when I first started hearing Southern mixes, I was incredibly impressed how well the five guys that sing blend so well. I mean, Michael with Peter, just their voices they fill different spaces but sound incredible together. And of course, Phil and Jody and Jeff Frankenstein for that matter, just incredible.
Why didn't you sing on that song?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Take a
Why?
look at my
Yeah,
girlfriend.
you don't. You
When
don't
you sing that super
Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I get. No, that's all I know. That's all I know.
It never gets old.
Next question.
Oh,
quick,
man. Another question that came in. What's up next? We're on Winter Jam right now for another 40 shows. What's coming up next?
Because after this whole tour is over with, we're doing a little run of shows with a guy named Michael W. Smith, a longtime friend of Newsboys and DC Talk, and us personally. So we're looking forward to bringing to life the Friends of Friends Forever song and actual touring together.
Are you going to sing some of that?
I might.
What are you going to sing with Smitty?
Packing up the dreams God's planted in the fertile soul of me. That's all I remember.
That's all you know?
Sorry, Smitty. But that's all I remember. Remember that song?
Yeah, I love that song.
I sang it at my graduation.
So you're going to do it on the tour with Smitty?
I might do it on the tour, yeah.
I'll pay to see that.
Oh, thanks. You're going to be on the tour.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
But yeah, Newsboys and Michael
You
W.
got a
Smith.
I think it's called the Surrounded and United Tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Surrounding 90. It is.
Brought to you by Waffle House.
Oh, man.
I like the Waffle House.
We're running out of time. No, go ahead, Phil, if you have.
Oh, no,
I don't-
just more Waffle House.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Probably do without.
Real quick before we go, there was another question on here I wanted to get to. You guys do mission work. You guys have been tied in with specifically Baja California for years and years and years. Can you tell us just a little bit about that real quick?
Talk about it, Dunny. Baja.
Well, we love Baja. I
Every
remember
summer.
we've been going down there, gosh, Pete, 25 years we've been going now. And it really originally came out of the love of our motorcycle riding. We used to go down to the Baja and ride a lot of the Baja 1,000, 2,000 course. But then while we were there, we saw this incredible need. And we love the people. We love the Mexican people, love the Mexican food. But then we end up hooking up with a guy called Baja Bob down there and Baja Ministries now. That we go down there every year and build homes, and it's a really great reset for all of us. We go down there. I mean, we get catered to so often. People tell us how good we are, how great we are, how excited they are. But for me personally, I can say to go down there and to actually serve the people of Baja, it's a great reset for me. I come back a different person. I probably get more changed than I do. But Michael, you got a great story about handing those.
Yeah, thanks, Duncan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
got
go
it.
down there to build the houses. The payoff, the best part is when you have a mom, and moms are the keeper of the nest, the little kids, the little bambinos, and we hand the key to the mom at the end of the build, and to see the tears in their eyes and the true thanks from their heart. They have nothing to give back. They don't have to give back because giving is his own reward. And we give them the key, and they just cry, and we kiss them, hug them, and grab another enchilada. And come back the next year. We've done it for years and years and years. But I like what Pete Furler says. Pete often says, just to borrow what you said, we always say when somebody complains about something in America, oh, that's a first world problem. We laugh it off. But the truth is, if you're struggling in your life, your walk with Christ, and you feel like things are just, I want to go serve somebody. Go and build a house with us. Come with us. Or go to, whatever. Go with your church on a mission trip. Just expand yourself, your horizons, and watch what God does in your life. It'll change your life. That's what it's all about. Rocks your world.
Awesome, guys. Hey, thank you, guys.
I think on both sides we're all playing better and singing better and than we ever have been. So and the crowds are really coming out. I mean, gosh, the people are coming out. Every night's full, which is which is always thrilling when you do all that traveling and you get to a place and you go to play a venue and to see it packed out. It's great.
Yeah. We want you to continue turning in your questions using the hashtag Newsboys United. Also, don't forget to share this post right now on your Facebook. We want to invite as many people as we can to be a part of this broadcast right here. Okay, now, guys, we were just in the middle of asking Duncan, what are you most excited about for the Newsboys United tour?
I'm looking forward to Phil and Peter flanking me on either side. I'm kidding. No, I'm not in the band with the full Newsboys. I mean, I've got Jeff, Jody, and Duncan, but I mean, people say, what's the other part of the band? But the original band is Jeff Frankenstein, Duncan Phillips, and Jody Davis. But also it is Peter Furler. In some ways, Phil wasn't there the whole time, right?
Yeah, he was there for a good few years.
Okay, we'll get into
yeah.
But I get to be a part of it. I get to be DC Talk into Newsboys officially. I like that.
That is very cool. And I think we're all excited about it. And one thing that we were talking about was such the wide gamut of fans that you guys have. Well, I'm excited to watch. I know that you're excited to be a part of, the kids showing up and the parents showing up and the grandparents and this whole family event that these Newsboys tours have become.
Yep.
So it's just it's a really, really neat thing to watch. And so we're excited about it.
I'm glad you're here, Jamison Strain.
I'm excited to be here. I'm very excited to be here.
You're just like, who's in the room today? You got a freaking rock star.
I'm very excited.
Well, you got Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, wow.
You take that?
Thanks, I'll take that.
We've got questions, right?
I think we do. I think we've got some questions. And so we're going to go to our first question here. And our first question is from Victoria. Victoria says, what gave you guys the idea to do this tour with Phil and Peter?
Jeff, any ideas?
I think the time was right. I think Newsboys, we just celebrated our 30th year of being a band, had a big party in Nashville, and it was, there's a lot of history here. And, we're not that old, but we're not getting any younger. And so I think there's a little bit of nostalgia fever in the air, for the 90s. It was such a great era of music. It was like the last era where there was the mega bands, and DC Talk was a part of that. And with those guys getting back together this year and doing the cruise, it kind of just started putting ideas in people's minds, and let's do this, while we still have time. So, and there's so many songs, such a huge catalog of hit songs that are just lurking back there. So, yeah. So it's been fun. I've been going back into the archives and finding all the old stuff we used to use on stage and programming a show and getting it ready to go. So actually, I was doing that literally 5 minutes before I came. That's
awesome.
Here. Yeah.
Can you give us maybe just one hint of an old Newsboys song that might be coming out of the archive?
It'll be a lot of the classics.
Okay,
Shine,
good.
Breakfast, It Is You, Something Beautiful.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Love it.
Among others.
Love it. Well, we want to go to our next question, and our next is from Chastity Aubrey, and she says, Duncan Phillips, how long did it take you to get your drumming career going with the Newsboys, and what did you do to get to what you do today? Chastity, that was a mouthful. She's putting me on point here, testing me out here. Duncan?
What was the question?
I'm not reading it again.
Right. How long drum career? You know what? I've been playing drums since I was 9 years old, and I think I grew up with the boys. I've known Peter ever since I was 18, 19 years old. Wow. So we kind of had that friendship for many, many years. And then it was a couple of years later that they lost their keyboard player actually at the time. And Peter was coming forward and singing more songs, and they needed a guy that could play keyboards and drums. And but they didn't make it easy on me. I remember I went in there to do the audition, and of course, old mates being old mates, they gave me a hard time and made me all squirmish, and they didn't make it easy. But thank God I got the job. And I don't know. I think what you got to do as a player, or as a singer, or a keyboard player, or guitarist, you just got to keep on refining your craft, keep on wanting to get better. You never rest on your laurels. That's right. It's like, oh, we sold 1 million records of the last record. Let's make the same record. I think that's a mistake, because the fans, or the punters, we call them, their musical tastes are continually changing and evolving. So And I'm not saying you become the fad, because you become the fad, then you're going to die with it. But I think you got to be aware, and Newsboys, as DC Talk was back in the day, very aware of what was going around us at the time. At the same time, keeping true to who you are as a band. Yeah.
And I think that's, from the outside looking in, I think that's one thing that has made you guys so successful as the Newsboys, and why you haven't just been a fad. We've seen so many throughout the years. I mean, so many Christian groups and bands that have come and gone. Internet. Yep, exactly. But the Newsboys have really been this steady rhythm all throughout Christian music. And I think it's because you guys do stay up with what's going on. And
I think you got to stay hungry. You got to stay hungry. Yeah, you never rest on where you're at, because you get tempted to, though. Yeah. You get tempted to say, oh man, that was a great song, great record. Let's make another one just the same, But I think if you're continually wanting to get better, I think that's at the key. You got another question?
Absolutely. Hey, let's go to another question. Cullen says, what is your favorite song that you have made over the years?
Oh, man.
So many of them.
That's like picking a favorite child, isn't it?
You can't pick.
Well, Jeff Frankenstein thinks you can pick a favorite kid.
Oh.
But I'm sorry.
He didn't sing that.
No. I don't know. I like quite a few. Of course, I'll name a few. Of course, Born Again was the first thing I did. I joined Jeff and Jody and Duncan. It was kind of a rebirth of the band. And in fact, we're Born Again believers. And I enjoy He Reigns. It's a classic.
That's a good one.
Of course, we have the DC Talk Jesus Freak song, which kids think it's our song now.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
But we did cut it.
Sorry, Toby Mac. Sorry, Kevin.
Come on, please that song.
Yeah, right. And there's tons of others, man. My goodness, change the world. We believe. God's Not Dead, of course, yes.
Yeah. So many great ones. Okay, Karen says, Newsboys United, what is your favorite part of touring? Jeff?
The best part of touring is getting to live like you're in high school, like when you're like an older guy, because there's not many jobs that you have where you get to hang out with your friends all day and do the thing you love, and so we never take that for granted ever. That those special moments on stage, getting to, we always joke about it, like what other person could like wave at someone and make their day. And so we don't take that lightly. And that's it, bringing happiness to people through music, through the gifts that God gave you is definitely makes it fun. Not that it's always fun.
Of course. That's
It's mostly
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Well, we're going to keep answering some questions, but real quick, I want to remind everybody to enter for your chance to win in the Newsboys VIP ticket giveaway. So make sure that you are entering for this. We're so excited that we're going to give away some tickets actually right here on this live broadcast. But also make sure that you're jumping into the comment section and using the hashtag Newsboys United to ask questions right here with the boys. So we're right here live, and we're going to keep on going. Let's see. Anne says, what's your favorite Bible verse?
We have plenty of those. A group Bible verse we've got adopted is 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sins, he is faithful, he is just to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Praise the Lord for that, right? Because we mess up. Turns out we're human.
That's right. Sherry Hilbun? Okay. Sherry says, what is the craziest thing a fan has given to you? This will be good.
Yeah. A lot of crazy thing comes through the signing lines, and when we after the shows and stuff like that, we've been getting a lot of crazy stuff, from candy to chocolates to cookies to you name it. But I do remember one time it was my birthday, and I got someone, which I shall not name, Lisa Loftus, delivered pizza to my bus door. I got a knock on my bus door at like 12 o'clock that day on my birthday. There was a pizza guy standing there, said, this pizza is for Duncan Phillips. And I opened it up, have a little note. It said, happy birthday, Duncan, from Lisa. So,
Meat lover?
Yeah. No, it was a ham and pineapple. I like a Hawaiian. Not that I eat pizza that often, but it was awesome.
A Hawaiian?
Hawaiian, yeah.
Okay.
Ham and pineapple.
Some people would argue that pineapple has no business being
It
on a
has
pizza.
every bit of business being on a pizza.
Okay.
We love it.
I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Don't judge me,
I'm
man.
not
Don't
going
judge me,
to.
man.
I'm not going to.
Barack Obama territory. Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah.
Next question,
Right.
quick.
All right, Natasha says, how old were each of you when you got saved?
I was 17 years old in high school. My dad was a preacher, still is. Well, he's in heaven now, but I'm sure he's still a preacher. And I became a believer in high school. A guy came to my church, my high school church.
Jerry Johnson.
Jerry Johnson, that's right. Came to speak, preach, and I got saved that morning. 17. Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Duncan?
I'm still working on it.
Still working.
Yeah.
We're
No,
still
I was
praying
not.
for him.
I was 9 years old. I remember growing up in a Christian home and just having a great experience. Great parents, still great parents. My dad's 86, my mum's 80. Wow. And I know, right? Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
And I just looked at their lives and saw that I wanted what they had. And at 9 years old, I went up the front and got saved. Jeffrey?
Yeah, I was pretty similar. 9 years old for me as well. Yep.
But hey, real quick, before we wrap up, I've got 3 winners. Three winners. And, I think we've got 3 Newsboys here.
Okay.
So I think it would only be appropriate if each Newsboys announces a winner. Okay, here we go. And the first one.
Brendan Burke.
Brendan Burke, congratulations, man. You have won a ticket right here on the Newsboys United Live Facebook. No, that's not in the budget. Not in the budget. Duncan.
We have number 2 winner is Joseph Beal.
Congratulations, Joseph. You are going to the Newsboys United Tour. And Jeff.
And our third winner is Mac Roselle. Congratulations. You also get a cat as well as part of the deal. Yeah, a live cat.
Nobody wants those. Nobody wants those.
And you get a bird.
What?
But it's all falling apart here, guys.
Mac, the Newsboys are so excited to see you at the Newsboys United Tour.
What's your name, girl? What's your name?